Elijah's experience with God on Mount Horeb in 1 Kings chapter 19 is very rich to digest. This is what happens. The Lord said to him, "Go outside and stand on the mountain before the Lord. The Lord will be passing by." A strong and heavy wind was rending the mountains and crushing rocks before the Lord, but the Lord was not in the wind. After the wind, there was an earthquake, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake, there was fire, but the Lord was not in the fire. After the fire, there was a tiny whispering sound. When he heard this, Elijah hid his face in his cloak and went and stood at the entrance of the cave. What exactly is happening here? Elijah had just returned from Horeb after the battle with the prophets of Baal, and Jezebel puts him on fight-flight mode. So Elijah is afraid and is fleeing for his life. Elijah is psychologically depleted. Elijah is spiritually disoriented. Elijah is emotionally overwhelmed. That's the first part. So what is going on here has to do with Elijah's entire being, Elijah's stability versus instability, and then what to do next. So the Lord is going to show up. First of all, how does Elijah view the external reality versus what is going on in the inside? The earthquake, the wind, the fire. These external realities match with what is going on in Elijah's inside, his internal. The wind is blowing, his mind is racing. The fire is burning, his thoughts are all brewed and messed up. The earthquake is shaking, so his emotional stability is completely not there. But then, this impacts how Elijah expects the Lord. Elijah had just come back and the fire had consumed the prophets of Baal. So it's not unrealistic that he still expects the Lord in the fire. So what is happening is that Elijah expects God in what seems familiar for him, but the Lord disappoints. However, Elijah also needs that internal peace. So the silence, the little breeze, the gentle wind that the Lord shows up in becomes that channel to calm all those external versus internal confusion. But the Lord always shows up as he is. The I am is the one who is showing up, not necessarily what you are familiar with. And that is one message that Elijah presents before us today. So when you expect the Lord, does he show up in what you are familiar with, or does he show up in what he himself is? That's the question.